Hey guys, it's me, Caitlin, and today I thought we would go over ways to see how well your horse handles pressure. So leading up to this, we've been talking a lot about body language, how to lower your energy levels, bring your energy levels up, and so today I thought we would go over some exercises to kind of apply that and see at the same time how your horse handles a bit more pressure, a bit more higher energy levels. So this is super important again for when you're taking your horse off property. It can kind of set them up for a little bit more of those chaotic situations, maybe loose horses, loose dogs, lots of things going on. Our horses have to be able to handle those pressures, that kind of anxious type of situation. And we need to be able to trust them that they can, it's okay for them to get nervous and upset, but then they have to be able to bring those energy levels back down. And then we, as the owners, have to be able to handle our energy levels as well. So we have to get really good at, staying calm when we want our horses to stay calm. When it's a nerve-wracking situation, we can really feed into our horses and make those situations worse, which we don't want to do. So again, practicing bringing those energy levels up and back down can be really good for situations where you need to stay nervous, or you need to stay calm and not feed into your horse's nervousness. So the first way that I go about doing that is through desensitizing. Getting your horse used to unexpected things, kind of quick movements. This can be done just as simple as your stick and string, or different types of obstacles, plastic bags, tarps, that sort of thing. Just kind of getting your horse used to new things that might be a little bit scary at first, and teaching them kind of how to handle those situations. So we're just going to use our stick and string today. Again, I'm just going to kind of toss this up over her back, down her legs. If your horse were to kind of run away and freak out about this, then that would be your starting point to work on. You kind of have to find that threshold and build it a little bit more every day so they get more and more comfortable. Your end result would be to be able to kind of smack the ground with this stick and string, and you can see how unfazed she is by this. And this is just kind of the tip of the iceberg. This is usually my starting point, and again, I kind of build from there. And you can use this for pretty much any type of, scary obstacle, scary, thing that you can find. We want them, I don't mind if they move around too much, but, they can't be bolting to the other side of the arena. They need to be able to kind of learn that that's not the correct way to react to it, and that everything's going to be fine. Just stay, quiet and calm, and then the scary thing goes away. That's kind of the purpose of working with that kind of exercise. All right, we're going to talk about doing transitions in between gaits on the lunge line now, and by that I mean kind of changing your energy levels at each gait from kind of a collected to a regular to more of an extended, and then also doing different transitions, from trot to canter, canter to trot, canter to walk, etc. Those are really good ways to kind of increase the energy levels and then bring them back down. Juice in the beginning had a little bit of anxiety about cantering. She was a bit unbalanced, and she would get super quick and really anticipate that transition. So we worked a ton on just cantering, coming back to a nice quiet walk, cantering, back down to a walk, and it really helped her learn that the canter isn't anything to be worried about, and it also really helped her start getting to be more balanced, because it's not going to get any better unless you practice it. So we did a lot of cantering, a lot of transitions, and that really helped her. So some example would be, like I said, just sending them out here on a circle, asking her to trot, and then kind of changing speed within this trot. So here's her normal, working trot. Now I'm gonna slow it back down again. And you see how she can come quietly back to a walk, relatively unfazed by it. The next one, again, is that canter down to a walk transition. Nicely back to a walk. And then if I just totally stop, she's going to stop and yield. And you can also work on that exercise at a canter. You can kind of ask for a little bit more of an extended canter. I personally don't feel like she's at that point yet, but eventually we will get there and you can practice that as well. So that's another way to see how your horse handles a bit of different energy levels, different pressure, and also practicing your transitions. All right, we're going to be talking about what I call the C pattern now. So the C pattern is simply just a bunch of half circles kind of on a straight line. You're moving the horse around a lot more than you would just regular lunging. So you're kind of moving across the arena, up and down the arena. We're going to keep it kind of short across the center here so you can still hear me. But this is called the C pattern. It's a really good way, again, to build those energy levels up and then bring them back down and see how your horse kind of reacts to it. Another really good benefit of it is, as you'll see when I demonstrate, they have to learn how to come forward off of this halter pressure, which some horses really like to lean on that pressure. Think about horses that pull back. So we're kind of teaching them to kind of give to that pressure instead of leaning on it. And then this is also a good exercise that I use when I go off property to a new place. I'll use this and send them kind of all around the arena. It gives them a chance to look at everything without me having to be on their back at first. It's really good for getting them to pay attention and maybe if they're being a bit lazy, kind of distracted, it's a good way to really move their feet, get them a little bit snappier, and then get them paying attention to you. So again, you're going to work on a straight line. A lot of times I pick kind of a letter in the arena, a point in the arena. That's where I'm going to walk to, and the horse is just going to make half circles along there. When the tail crosses the point that I'm walking towards, that's when I'm going to yield and change directions and send her through. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate the C pattern. I'm going to hopefully start coming towards the camera. My Pivo isn't working with me today, so hopefully you can see kind of what I'm doing here, and then I'll talk through it at the same time. She passes the camera and her tail crosses, I'm going to yield, walk, and send her forward. Now we'll go the other way. Once her tail crosses, kind of do this in place. So I'll just make a bunch of half circles here. Yield, bend the shoulder, So hopefully you were kind of able to see that there. But again, it's a little bit more of an active exercise. We're really moving the horse around. And you're basically just picking a point, like a fence post, a letter, a cone in the arena. That's where you're gonna walk, and you're gonna move that horse in a half circle towards that point, and you're just gonna keep walking. So it's meant to be an exercise that you move around a bunch. You can do this at the walk, trot, and eventually the canter. So again, it's really getting them moving their feet, energy levels are coming up, and then you can just go back to either standing still, back to some regular lunging, bring those energy levels right back down. So hopefully that helps you with some exercises to work on to kind of see how your horse handles a bit of pressure. You know, practice those things before you take your horse off property. And again, it's just another good exercise for kind of those more sensitive, feely type of horses too. If you want me to go into any further depth about any of this, I would be happy to do so. Just send me a message or a comment, and thanks for watching.